Hello, world. I go by the name of Joffey Joe, and this is my show. Call it how I see it. And in today's episode, I got a couple of things I want to talk to y'all about. First thing being first, I wanted to talk to y'all about the in season tournament, aka the IST. All right. So when this first launched, I was really confused, right? I had my doubts about it. I thought this was just a money grab. I thought a lot of things at first. But seeing everything come into fruition, I started to understand more about why the NBA made the decision to have this tournament and also why the NBA tried to push the issue of this tournament, right? So the idea of it was initially probably just a money grab. But I think with the viewership and everything involved, I felt that this tournament so far, since Saturday will be the finals of this tournament, I think this tournament has been a big success, believe it or not. A lot of people, especially, old timers and old farts, you know, will probably bash and rag on the tournament and not really understand it. But overall, I think there is a lot of good that came out of this tournament. I think there's a couple things that they could tweak about the tournament that could benefit it for the greater good. But overall, as this being its first inaugural tournament, I think that the NBA did hit this out the park. So tonight, or last night, as I could really iterate through this present day podcast, last night there was two games, and these two games were to determine the final of this tournament. And the first game, we had a really exciting game between the Indiana Pacers, who fought through their group, which had the Sixers in it, but they fought through their group and they were able to get where they are. And they also were matched up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who fought through their group and got to where they were, right? So, couple things before I want to break down that first game. Um, the whole thing with the courts and everything. I thought it was kind of silly at first, and I only thought there was a handful of teams that really made their courts look really good. I know Vegas, since the quarterfinals and the finals are being held in Vegas, decided to paint their court red and blue, which kind of looked cool. I do think, though, this is a big opening along with the Summer League play that will help bring an NBA team to Las Vegas through expansion. I know that that is in the works, and I do believe in the next couple years, due to success from like tournaments like this and the Summer League tournament, I do believe that there will be an NBA franchise in Las Vegas. Um, but let's get into some things about that first game, right? So in that first game, the Indiana Pacers had won. They won. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. It wasn't Dame time. It was Halliburton time. And I'll tell you what, Tyrese Haliburton right now, I would say right now in the NBA is the best point guard in the NBA. Right now. Just saying right now. Okay? So I just say this due to how he's played and how he elevates his team. He's a very special talent. So special that Stephen A. Smith and Carmelo Anthony told the Knicks that they should have drafted him, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're saying that now because he's balling good. Overall, if he wasn't doing what he's doing, none of that would be happening. So I don't really want to hear from them. They're really a bunch of clowns having no say in the matter of a player really being good. Okay? So Tyrese Halliburton is today's NBA player. He shoots the three well. He can facilitate the ball at levels that others can't really reach quite yet. So he spreads the floor and his vision is very dynamic. He has become a superstar within these 2 months since the NBA season has started. Clearly, the Indiana Pacers are a good team. I know they gave the Sixers some troubles, but we will see how they turn out later on in the year. But in present day, they are legit. And Rick Carlisle, their coach, he's got them playing good. Good old Jim Carrey has them playing very good. Another thing is too, it's good to see Miles Turner balling. He was been the subject of many trade rumors, but he's still there and he's balling very well. And he's meshing very well. They added Bruce Brown and they have some other key pieces with their team too, which shows to be a tough squad and a tough out. Leading into this to get where they are, I mean, other than knocking out Milwaukee tonight, they were able to knock out the Celtics before, so it shows that they can beat these teams if they play their best game, which is very, very, very intriguing. Overall, they're still a very young team, and even if they do win this tournament, there is a possibility that they could slide later on. Teams could figure out Haliburton, and they're going to need somebody else to step up and really prove that they have somebody else that can help Haliburton when things get rough. Overall, um, Milwaukee, they're still figuring things out. They are 15-6, and as Damian Lillard said in a quote today, that he still has a lot up his sleeve, and he hasn't shown anything yet. Along those lines, not exact quotes, but along those lines. And overall, I think the Bucks are a good team. I do, but we shall see how they hold up over time. I don't really trust Adrian Griffin as a coach. Very unproven. I felt that they did Mike Budenholzer very wrong, and I think that with them not having Budenholzer there, I think they have shown this year that they have taken a step back on defense, which was his forte and his strengths when coaching this team because he had a certain assignments for players to be on the court and certain assignments that they needed to cover in terms of spacing of the floor. So it's something to keep an eye on. Overall, they'll be playing Saturday against the Los Angeles Lakers. And I thought this game was going to be a better game. Unfortunately, it was not. LeBron really made quick work of the Pelicans so he could go take his rest. Um, I mean, it's really crazy and remarkable to see LeBron still do this at his age. He bangs out with the youngest of the group of players, and he still shows them out. Um, Kevin Durant does believe after their loss against the Lakers on Monday night that this whole tournament is set up for the Lakers to win. That could be a possibility. It could be. Um, but overall, if the Lakers do win this tournament against the Pacers on Saturday, is there any chance that they can win an NBA championship down the line and get a ring? I would say no, because the way this is formatted is much different than the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs is a grueling fight where you have to beat someone seven, at least in the best of seven. Not always in that scenario, but it is a grueling fight. And if you don't bring your A game within every game that you play somebody, you can really fall behind easily. So they still need to go through the gauntlet. They still need to play the Suns. They still need to play the Nuggets. And the Nuggets are the defending champs. And the Suns are still without Bradley Beal, who's kind of just stealing money from them. But to the game that played last night, that shit was really over at halftime, honestly. And like I said, LeBron putting up 30 was actually the fastest 30 points in Laker history. AD had another double double, and he is second behind Nikola Jokic in this category of getting double doubles. I did want to shed light on a clown that works at ESPN, and he's the son of a former coach. Austin Rivers iterated that Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram were a better duo than LeBron and AD, which showed really, really little light tonight. Role players such as Tayshaun Prince and Austin Reeves stepped up hitting big shots. And back to that duo, Zion and Brandon Ingram. Zion only had 13 points, and Brandon Ingram only had 9 points. The Pelicans' leading scorer was Trey Murphy III with 14 points. So, this Saturday, we'll see the end of the tournament, and I won't lie, after this initial confusion, the tournament has grown on me. It is. I think it's good basketball. After this first inaugural tournament, I think that we will see this come in the future, and I think the NBA will keep this in place. I don't think they're going to take this away. Overall, minus the game tonight, we'll see how the finals turn out. So, I think this, as I conclude this take here, I think this will show a lot in the future for future tournaments. I think teams will show out. They could possibly change stipulations. I think a great idea for a stipulation change would be that a team garnishes a playoff entry, right? And no matter the seeding, if they could honor that, if a team can win this tournament and then get a playoff spot, that would be more worthwhile for these players. I think money isn't really the best incentive. I mean, I understand a trophy's at stake here, but the trophy does not have much meaning yet. However, it could mean more in the future. A team like the Indiana Pacers could definitely look at this and go after this trophy and have have it mean more value. A team like the Lakers, who's already won many championships, this would just kind of get thrown in the trophy closet. But overall, it's been a good product, and as I said before, I had my doubts, but the tournament has grown on me, and I think Adam Silver had formatted this in the correct manner, kind of stealing and implementing certain things from European soccer and also from Major League Soccer and putting it into today's NBA, which showed to be a big hit. Ratings are up, viewership's up, and there definitely is a lot of money coming in. So, and like I said before, this also helps Las Vegas prove the point that they can hold their own with having an NBA franchise, which is also something Adam Silver would like to prove. Overall, I think the in season tournament is a hit and it will continue. And I'm just calling it how I see it. Hey world, I'm back. And for my second take that I wanted to talk to y'all about is not sports related, but video game related. I think most of y'all out there were able to catch the trailer of the new Grand Theft Auto that's going to come out. And if y'all haven't, I'm sure y'all eventually will. Um, the trailer was the first edition that is expected of many, but the first trailer that came out for Grand Theft Auto 6 broke records on YouTube in 2 days. It had 100 million views and is still counting. This new Grand Theft Auto is set to release in 2025 and will only be available for the PS5 and the Xbox X series. This will be the last game that I ever play. I haven't picked up a controller since COVID, right? And during COVID, I definitely socialized and played with my friends, and it really helped in a time where we were all not allowed to really see each other or do much. But now, fast forwarding to present day and realizing where things are in terms of video games and everything, this is just a game that I can't pass up. I've beaten every Grand Theft Auto, including every installment. I'm talking about Liberty City stories. I'm talking about Vice City stories. I've beaten Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 8 times. I've beaten Vice City. I've beaten Grand Theft Auto 3. I've played Grand Theft Auto 2 and Grand Theft Auto 1, and they were, they weren't what changed things was Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3, Rockstar really changed everything in terms of the gaming world, and it changed everything. But like I said, I've beaten every installment, and this is just going to be the new installment that I will dive into and dissect and beat and then play online because it's just that kind of game where I have to do that, and it really grabs my attention to the point where I have to do it, and it's okay. Um, I look forward to doing it and playing with it. But some other facts about this, Rockstar has definitely taken their time with Grand Theft Auto 6 because of the success of Grand Theft Auto 5 and also with their other game, Red Dead Redemption 2. With all the downloadable content, they've been suckering fools like myself and others around the world to buy content and downloadable stuff that will help keep a lot of its users online and keep playing. Um, One thing that I did take from the trailer, it appears that there will be a female lead, and in the short preview of the trailer, her name was leaked, and her name is Lucia. You see Lucia in a prison clothes as she's talking to a therapist, and it also appears that there will also be a male lead. The name is still unknown. Rumors are it's either Jason or James, one of the two names. But as the trailer progressed, it appears that the two will be together and be some type of Bonnie and Clyde duo that causes mayhem all throughout Vice City. Yes, it will bring back Vice City, which is based off the Miami landscape and Southern Florida landscape. Um, Los Santos is a product of San Andreas. Now, Vice City did not have a state behind it, but now it has been mentioned that the state is now called Leonida, which should be taking place for Florida. There was a big hack of Grand Theft Auto 6 that happened back in September 2022. This hack released 90 in-game video online videos, which included gunfiring, NPCs, and part of the game world. A British teen was arrested for these hacks because this was the original hacks. From the trailer that I viewed, it seemed almost more real than life. Honestly, it was very realistic. It was very vivid and depicted Miami scene in a way that can make anyone really put themselves into that world. It's really in depth, and I'm really, really eager to see this come into light. Grand Theft Auto 5 worldwide has sold 185 million games worldwide, and I think this will shatter that. But it will take time. It won't happen initially, but it will definitely shatter that without a doubt because this is that game. And from my understanding, the game, along with the previous GTA's, is developed by Rockstar North. As a couple of people on their board has stepped down, and many are starting to speculate that this will be the last installment of the GTA's, which definitely will rake in a lot of money, a lot of profit, and overall, I guess these people on the board can clap their hands and walk away with this and feel that they've done what they needed to do. Overall, I'm really excited to see everything come to light with this game. Um, it's just, I think this game has put such a thumbprint on society in today's society, as I mean, as most of us have seen in GTA 5, how realistic that was. But even in this trailer that was depicted to us, there's just so much similarities, and from the graphics to everything in terms of motions, even adding AI into this game, it will change a lot. It will change everything we know as a video game, and it will create such a sonic boom in the gaming world, honestly. But Rockstar knows what they're doing. A lot of y'all out there have complained about the wait time and everything, but overall, the wait time that came with GTA 5 was well worth it, and I definitely believe that the wait time with GTA 6 will definitely be worth it. I mean, this game is it's gonna change everything. Honestly, it can change us even in the real world, as this dimensional world just depicts almost a world that's more real than the world we live in. It's really crazy, and it's going to be very mind blowing. It's very exciting. I will definitely come prepared. I do have almost another year to get my PS5. I'm a PlayStation guy. I will continue being a PlayStation guy. But overall, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for the storyline. I'm really excited for the online play and everything in depth, from seeing what they took from the old Vice City and Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Vice City Stories, and seeing how they put this in today's modern world. Miami's a really crazy place right now. The real estate out there is going through the roof, including you have the tropical scene, you have the Everglades, you have the Florida Keys, and I'm sure they'll even throw in a lot of other stuff that we don't even realize yet, and it's gonna really blow a lot of people's minds. I'm really excited about it, and I can't say it enough, honestly. It's gonna be that game. It is, and like I said, this is gonna be the last video game I ever buy, the last video game I ever play. Um, and I'm really, really puts a big smile on my face, because honestly, GTA meant so much to my childhood. A lot of people in the time when I was growing up didn't really understand Grand Theft Auto and the prowess of controlling and manipulating a character into doing whatever you want into a world where it replicates a lot of the world that we live in, and it advanced over time. But this advancement right now, especially with the advancements going on in today's world, is just going to be mind blowing. And I like I said, I'm excited for it, and I can't emphasize that enough. But shout out to Rockstar, shout out to Rockstar North for doing your thing. I just want to say that. All right, so I really got to get this off my chest, right? Um, I'm just all right. So first things first, Eagles, right? Yeah, we got our ass whooped. Yep. And I'm not gonna lie to you, we had that coming. We've had that coming all year long. I mean, all y'all, everybody that roots for the Eagles like I do. I mean, if you really, really knew what was up, if you really, really knew what was up, that game was, it was just waiting to happen. I mean, this whole idea that, oh, it's hard to win in the NFL, or an ugly win is a good win. Not, dude, no, bro. I mean, this whole year we haven't dominated anybody. Skirting by, that doesn't win championships. It doesn't. Hello, it doesn't win. We haven't dominated any teams out there. There's so many glaring issues and needs that haven't been fixed. Honestly, it was a sad excuse last week. It was waiting to happen, and That team was ready to kick our ass. Honestly, they were healthy. They were ready. Yeah, we were missing a couple people, but overall, they were ready to kick our ass, and we deserve that ass kicking. Honestly, because what they've been doing all year, it's just I wasn't a fan of it, and I've been saying it since week three. Honestly, I've been waiting for us to really show up and have a dominating performance, and it didn't happen. It didn't. And now we play the Cowboys in their stadium where they feel very confident and they haven't lost a game yet, right? So what is going to happen? Are they going to show up or are they going to let down again? Because honestly, I know one person that's going to let down. I know two people that's going to let down. The first person, if he does play, now he doesn't want to practice and be at practice, is Darius Slay. You're not big play Slay anymore. You're just really a guy. You're just a guy out there. You're a guy that's a step slow and a guy that couldn't stop Brandon Ayuk on a 3rd and 11 when we're developing momentum to come back in that game last week, right? You're that guy. And James Bradbury, right? Oh, this guy calls you trash, right? Because you know what? You are trash. You're not good anymore, bro. You're not. Like, you're really not. You're not what you used to be. And honestly, you guys are missing tackles at an alarming rate, making it harder for the secondary. It's just, it's really, and now, and guess what? You versed Dak Prescott, who almost put up 400 yards on you the first time, all right? And now he probably will put up 400 yards against you guys because you guys are a bunch of sorry losers that don't know how to cover people anymore. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, it's a new defensive scheme, new defensive coordinator, but is the scheme really that different? Is it? Because when it comes to man, you guys don't do anything. You guys don't cover your man. You get beat. The man across from you gets that beats you, and it's sad. Honestly, that's my first big issue with this defense. Honestly, it was just last week just showed everything. Linebacking core very weak. Yeah, I know we're missing Zach Cunningham, our leading tackler, but overall, it's just a weak bunch of it's a weak bunch of it wasn't structured to be anything good. Honestly, we had to pick up. We barely picked up Shaq Leonard, Darius Leonard, Shaq Leonard. Ever since he turned his name to Shaq, it seems like he isn't as good as he used to be. And there's a reason why the Colts got rid of him. There is. So what? And he's supposed to answer all these problems. And he's gonna be the solution to all our problems here. I don't think so. There's so many glaring defensive problems, and then you have Sean Desai, right? Not making any adjustments. And when he does make an adjustment, when you're down 2 touchdowns, he starts blitzing all around, right? And Brock Purdy dissected you. It's really bad. It really is. But now we play, like I said, we play Dallas. I know the over-under is 55.5. I know that we are now a +3.5 underdog against Dallas. The only thing that we have going for us is that we have John Hasty as our officiating referee. That's the only thing we have going for us. And I always say that because when John is our officiating an Eagles game, the Eagles are 7-0. Okay? So we have that going for us. Maybe we can get helped by the refs again. But overall, for us to get helped by the refs again, it's a sorry ass excuse. And if we do win the game because of the refs, it's not a valid victory. It's like we have our record and we're not respected. It's a joke. Like our record is a joke, honestly. And we've beaten good teams and it's still a joke. It's crazy. But whatever, I just hope that this month we can play our best football. I hope that this month we really wake up and really realize that we can control our destiny. Like us getting by is not going to work. And like I said, everything that was being said in the beginning of the year from Jalen to Nick Sirianni saying, oh, a win is a win. It's harder to win in the NFL. Yeah, I get that. But win convincingly. Get better. Like, there's so many issues that haven't been addressed and haven't been fixed. And God, man, Brian Johnson, horrible offensive coordinator. Absolutely horrible. How do you go from throwing slants to A.J. Brown with such success in the first quarter, right? Right? And you just abandon it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You don't run the ball correctly. You run one run play and it doesn't work and you're like, let's throw the ball. No, that's not what you do, man. Honestly. And then there's teams that really have interest in making him a head coach. Please take him away from us. I don't like this guy. He's obviously not good at his job. And then Sirianni's gonna back him up. I understand that's your guy, but overall, this guy's a clown. He is way out of his league. Defensive coordinators are showing him up, and it's pathetic. Honestly, it really is. Makes the wrong play calls at the wrong time, and God forbid we're in the red zone. God forbid we're in the red zone, because if we are in the red zone, and we are not at the 1 yard line, they're not putting anything in the end. They're not scoring touchdowns. They're kicking the ball. They're kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. That's why this guy has so many kicks this year, and it's why he looks like a good kicker, right? I just don't buy it. I'm not sold on this year's team. I'm not. Record wise, no. Even with the good wins that we have against good teams, they weren't really good wins. They were get by wins. Just like all year, getting by. Every year's been like a one score win, and it's not gonna win a championship. It's not. It's really sad, and like I said, nobody out there really respects the Eagles. Like, we have our record, and there's no respect with it. And like Stephen A. Smith, that clown, he he said our NFC Championship win was illegitimate because they didn't have Brock Purdy. And honestly, like, Brock Purdy's overrated. He is. Like, he runs that system very well. He runs it to the T, whatever. But honestly, he has good weapons around him. All right, he has people that are breaking tackles and have all this yak for him. It's crazy to think that he's the MVP leading. He's the odds favorite to win MVP. It's not going to happen. It's not. And honestly, it's not going to happen with Dak Prescott either. It's not. So we'll really find out who's who this next month. All right. December is a really important, crucial month in football. But we will see. I just hope that this team wakes up. I really do. Because it's been a sorry-ass team. Even though we have a good record, we're a sorry-ass team, bro. Who the hell are we going to beat in the playoffs? We'll be one and done. And then what? All for nothing, honestly. Big waste. But they need to fix the issues in the red zone. They need to get off the field on third down. Okay? That's very important. Right now, we are at a rate where we are giving up 48% on third down. That is leading the NFL. You know what else we're leading in the NFL? Pass coverage. You know why? Because they aren't set up right. They aren't. It's a joke. Honestly, they're not getting pressured like they did last year. They're not getting sacks like they did last year. And it's just leaving these corners that are already a year older and a step slower out to dry. And they are dried up. So dried up. It's a joke. You're making Kevin Byard look bad. Reed Blankenship, yeah, he's the leading Pro Bowl getter for the NFC side. But what? So what? What is he really doing out there? I haven't seen anything. He has 2 picks. That's it. Let's be real, honestly. This team needs to wake the hell up. From penalties, Josh Sweat every game now, drawing off sides. I'm getting tired of it. I really am. My patience is running thin because this team has the talent. I just don't believe it's being coached correctly, honestly. And it's showing. The defensive coordinator is not doing his job. The offensive coordinator hasn't been doing his job all year. And this is on Nick Sirianni because these are his guys that he appointed to do this. It is. So why don't you wake up, Nick? Why don't you stop yelling at the fans? Wake up. Stop being a fucking clown. Really. Wake up. Take one of those highlighters out of your ear and fucking shove it up your ass, man. Honestly. Tired of this, bro. It's just a joke. We have no respect. No respect at all. It's just a joke. I really hope we show up, and I really hope we make them look bad. Because you know why? December, the Cowboys look bad. All right? Even if they beat us, and they take the division from us just for this 1 week, and we fall behind them, they still have to go through their own gauntlet. All right? They have to play Kansas City. They have to play Buffalo. They have to play Miami on Christmas. And they play the Detroit Lions, who are also a fraud team. So we'll really see who the Cowboys really are, okay? Because you guys haven't beaten anybody either, all right? You have not beaten anybody. So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. They're a sorry ass team too. All right? Let's see how you really are if you are an MVP candidate, Mr. Dak Prescott. Let's see how big of an MVP candidate you really are. Because I don't believe it. I don't. Let me really see who you are when you play good teams. All right? Not these cupcakes. Okay? Yeah, you can put up yards against us because our team's a sorry ass defense. But overall, let's be real. Like, just give this whole MVP idea, just give it to Tyreek Hill, all right? Because I don't want to see it to go. I don't want to see it go to Brock Purdy. I don't want to see it go to even Jalen Hurts. I don't. I don't want to see it go to Dak Prescott. I'd rather see it go to Lamar Jackson than any of those three. Please, I don't want to see this. The NFL has things so backwards. It's a joke. Wake up. Man. I just really hope we show up, honestly, because I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to go into work grumpy. I don't. It's an 8:30 game. Show up. You have all day. Prepare. I hope Dallas Goedert makes a difference because there's so much space that's not being used in the middle of the field on offense. I see it. And that's why the slant pattern was working. I don't get it. I don't. But I'll tell you what, they need to run the ball. Okay, they do need to run the ball. That's what their bread and butter is. That's what those offensive linemen are good at doing. They're great run blockers, and you have a weapon back there that you're not using, and it's a joke, honestly. Like, it's crazy to say that we're this far in the season and we don't have an identity. We don't. Our identity is based on a play that's about to get banned next year, and that's a sad joke. It is. They need to figure out the red zone, and they need to figure out how to get off the field on third down, because it's inexcusable, and if this doesn't get corrected, they'll be bounced out right away in the playoffs, even by the Detroit Lions. So, fix it, Nick Sirianni. I challenge you to fix the problem that is going on with the Eagles. You guys are too talented to not be doing this, honestly. Like, when I saw the first quarter of that last game, I had people watching the game with me saying, oh, the Eagles are going to win. I'm just like, just wait. Just wait. You can't kick field goals against a team like that. They're going to figure it out. They make adjustments. They do. You just sit around and just try to do the same thing. And God forbid there's any motions going on defense. If there's anybody motioning up down the field, you don't know what to do. Did you not watch any film on this team? I don't get it. I really don't. Luckily for us, the Cowboys don't really do that. The Cowboys are plain and vanilla just like us. So, we'll really find out. But I know they're going to come. They're going to come ready to play in their house and whatever. I just hope you guys show up. Don't make us look bad again. Please.